Yeah, shit. About to start him up. Oh yeah, y'all know something I thought about earlier this week, and me and OleHead talked about a little bit. But you ever heard the like the quote that says like your father is the only person that wants you to be better than him?
No, I never heard that before.
I'm listening, telling a lie.
I heard somebody. I heard somebody talking about this, ironically, earlier this week. I
Oh
heard
yeah.
somebody. Yeah, it was a little something I seen skit on IG. Little, you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
But I ain't really,
Jump
listen
into
to
it too tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So what I was thinking, like, yeah, I could understand where it comes from. Like your dad's the only person that wants you to be better than him. But then I wanted to add to it based on my experience. It was like, damn, but he only wants you to be better than him once he's no longer racing. You know what I mean? Once he's out of the comparison, once he knows it is over for him.
Once he retired.
Yeah, once he on the back end of the back of the thing,
The
then
Black
he wants,
album.
yeah, the last
So
yeah.
what y'all saying? I got 3 years left.
No.
No, just saying it like, you know what I mean? Something that I noticed is that even with our relationship, like, yeah, I know that you want me to be better than you. You even say it all the time. But there's also still this natural comparison thing that I also feel.
Competition.
This competition is a natural competition that's there. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, you do want me to be better than you, but you don't want me to be better than you while you still walking
not
and
right now.
can put your shit on. You
No.
once you you know what I mean? Once you got a foot in, once you got a foot in and the bucket is leaning, you know what I mean? Once the bucket leaning, then you like, oh, okay, that's fine for him to take the job. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But not while these gators is on.
No, facts.
If not getting no more now.
You know something? I struck fear in his heart.
What?
I struck fear in his heart.
Oh,
Yeah, because when he seen me, first thing he said was, "Man, you should have told me you was gonna dress down a little bit." I was like, "Yeah, I got him."
Let him know.
Yeah, he know I kill his ass. He didn't want to die today. That was the problem. He didn't want to die today.
He always think he got something for the old man. He ain't got nothing for me. He ain't trying to see me out there in them streets.
No.
He ain't trying to see me out there.
I don't think you believe it.
Yeah.
Based on our interaction in water, I don't believe that you believe it.
Nah. It wasn't that, it's just that, you know what I'm saying? I thought, we went to the movies.
Yeah.
We saw that last Avatar that just dropped.
Oh shit.
And
Okay.
so I thought he was gonna put on, just ain't nobody trying to dress, but you know what I mean. I thought he was gonna, have some hard bottoms on. Or something, you know what I mean. But then my first instinct when I got up, I was just gonna put on I got some cargo like pants or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That's what I was gonna put on. But then I thought about it. And I said, he gonna come for me today.
I struck fear in his heart.
Just in case.
I struck fear in his heart. That's that fear. When you know the fear is real, you just look at his watch.
Yeah.
That'll let you know whether he know what, you know what I mean?
I got time today.
Kill his ass. Yeah.
That's a nice watch.
Hey, but see, this is the thing. Okay, he said he can feel or see that, you know what I'm saying, that I'm still trying to be the one. When it comes to him anyway. But we were walking in the mall the other day, and he started to say how he seen how people was checking me out or whatever.
This nigga making he'll come up with a fairy tale.
Marquette. I ain't gotta lie. Okay. He said that, OleHead was, you know what I'm saying, he was looking pretty sharp, you know what I'm saying? Because he could tell how, you know what I'm saying, people was checking me out or whatever. Then he
I don't remember this shit, bro.
Okay.
I'm a truth teller. I don't remember that part. I don't remember nothing about what you talking about.
But how was the movie? Like y'all just skipped over the Avatar. I know you don't want to give out too many.
No,
but was the movie tight? Like
the movie was fine. He was crying like a motherfucker. I was looking over there, and motherfucking shit that taking his glasses all wiping his eyes. He was crying. called him about. It was about 4 or 5 times. Bro, I called him.
Y'all had some popcorn?
No, we had a popcorn.
Yeah, no. Oh, okay. Because you didn't. Luckily, you didn't have to wipe your eyes with the butter napkin.
Right. That was like he probably would have still had on his eye right now. You'd be able to tell.
The little kernel right there in the beard and shit, face all shiny.
Facts.
Hey, Marquette, him and the white man was over there kumbaya.
Oh, that they was leaning shoulders.
Yeah,
Hey, shoulder to
shoulder.
Hey, I will be honest. I'm gonna be honest, right? So the movie was fire.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that it's the second best Avatar movie. The first one is number one still to me. But motherfuckers a tearjerker. Because I was in there feeling like a bitch. The thing was, bro, like to be honest, yeah, bro, I was over there, you know what I mean? My eyes filled up. That what made me look over there at him to see if he was feeling what I was feeling. And he was feeling it. He was feeling it. Then I look over at the white man on the left side of me, and he was feeling the same shit. I was like, okay, this is a good
white
movie.
Dude looked over.
The whole row was dropping water.
Oh, man.
Yeah, nah, it was a good movie.
Everybody started feeling it.
Yeah, it was
good. And you know something that was dope to me, and we'll talk about like New Year's resolutions later in the show.
Okay.
But this kind of goes into kind of one of mine. But like this is the first time me and OleHead went to a movie theater since Mortal Kombat 1 came out. And I ain't no person that got no great memory, right? So I don't have a great memory, but I still remember the moment of us doing that when I was a kid. It had to be elementary school. That motherfucker came out a long time ago.
Yeah, like 93 or 92.
Yeah, so I was like, definitely.
It came out in the 1900s.
I'm single digit, you know what I mean? And so like
1900s. So.
It was one of those things that was like, you know what I mean? And us like now so many years later.
Yeah, 20
plus go at going to the movies together.
That's crazy.
Second go at going to the movies together. It was actually like something that I believe that will go on my list for resolutions. But we ain't got to go into too deep on that.
Okay.
But like
he's just trying to tell everybody how sorry Papa was.
Ain't doing it.
Nah, I kind of am though.
20 years after I got grown, you know, but nah, he ain't doing that. That's love, man. Like
no, it was super cool. It was super cool. It was super cool, like going there and us going and you know what I mean? Us just going to the movies, like true. Even with my mom, I remember that was one time I've been to the. That's crazy. Both of them, my mom and dad, we've only been to the movies together one time now, twice for being OleHead. My mom took me to the movies. I can't remember what we went to go see Pokemon. My mom took me to the movies to go and see Pokemon. And you know, that was my shit. Pokemon was my shit. And so we did go to the movies that one time to see Pokemon, and we never did it again. And so what I'm gonna tell y'all, man, hey, take them trips to the movies with your peoples, man. Like, especially with your kids, because they gonna remember these moments. Those moments mean a lot. Like to me, I know that these things mean something to me for real because I still remember them to this day.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't remember a lot of shit, but like these, you know what I mean? These moments were big moments, apparently. And I don't know how many moments that either of y'all have where it's like you don't remember everything that goes around or what was really happening during the time, but you remember this moment that was a thing for you. Yeah. And you still just hold it in your memory bank. It's easy for you to pull. And so whether when it was happening, whether while it was happening, you knew that it felt like it felt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But in hindsight, when you look back, you can see how much those moments really matter.
Yeah, it's usually it's more or less always afterwards.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, as you grow and it's usually always afterwards. Like I went to last movie I went with my mom was in 2005. Movie Passion of the Christ.
Oh, I told a lie. My mama took me to see that too.
Yeah,
that was the second one.
Yeah, that man.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. They scarred the shit out of us, taking us to the theaters to go see Passion of the Christ. That was unnecessary.
It was so talked about though at the time when it came out.
But my mom made us go.
You had to go.
Yeah,
that was.
Your mom was in the church.
Yeah,
people that was in the church, they was harping on that.
That movie was separating cultures.
That movie was creating traumas.
Yeah.
in folk.
That was one of the roughest movies I ever watched.
Matter of fact, Dave, Mom Dukes made.
I think it's still
the
on
homie
Netflix.
Dave. The homie Dave, Mom Dukes had Dave. He came with us too. And I remember me and Dave walking out. It had got so bad, bro. We walked out once we knew the stoning was about to happen. I don't know if he got stoned for real in the movie or not, because we had already had enough.
Yeah, I watched. I stayed through the whole thing. There was a point where I was ready to. I know I got up once or twice, went to the bathroom, and throw water on my face and shit.
Yeah.
Because you know what was crazy, not to go too far onto it, but we all knew the story of Jesus. You know what I mean? Like some way y'all know the story. You know what I mean? And it's always from a book or from like still pictures or like, you know, maybe like some sort of cartoon shit or whatever, or like made for TV movies, maybe show you some joint. But to see it like that,
it's crazy.
And to see it in as graphic, you know what I mean, as it was, like the scourge. I remember that joint where the Romans had him even before them putting him on the cross and all like that. They scourged him first. And using this whip,
the whip with the little Jones in it,
cat of nine
tails. This goddamn, see, that's why I was like, come on, bro,
turning in my seat. You know what I mean? And it was just like, it was crazy because I was working in a barbershop at the time, and it was a Christian barbershop. The owner was a Christian.
Okay,
and you know he was devout, like, but he had turned his whole life around. He used to be on some, you know, he was on some pimping before that, but he, you know, changed around. Became a pastor, you know what I mean, was running the church and all like that. And he was heavy on it. Like, hey man, you need to go see. And I'm like, man, I ain't watching it. You know, half the time I'm coming in the shop, I'm high. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know, 05. I'm like, man, I'm just trying to cut. I ain't trying to get involved in all that, dog. Like, and he was on it to go see it. And then my mom, she's like, damn, let's go see this joint. And I mean, I sat there in the movie. I was bent over, like
that joint was crazy.
But the feeling, if you made it through, like there were so many people that just walked out of that movie. You know what I mean? It was like nationally like a thing. And it was just like, if you like made it through the whole movie, like you walked out of there, like, I'm be honest with you, like I felt like a piece of shit.
Yeah. Do you remember
dog?
Do you remember how everybody sounded coming out of the joint? Like when y'all were walking out of the
dude, it was quiet. There was nothing being talked about.
Pretty much like, tears, bro. Niggas was in tears walking out. I remember people wiping their motherfucker. Where did you come with a napkin for?
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Like Avatar, you just went to see tonight or earlier today. If there was, there's two questions I want to ask. Do you feel like anybody that had compassion or any kind of caring about people just in general could have left out of that movie and not at least teared up? Even if they ain't drop a tear, just at least teared up. And just imagine if there was somebody that was able to go see the movie and didn't tear up like we did. Well, I dropped tears. I ain't even. I was wiping like a mother. But anyway,
I caught him.
My thing is, what type of person that can go look at a movie like that and feel nothing?
My man said, "Where's the humanity in you?"
You know what I'm saying? Like, would you want to deal with that person on a call him a friend or something like that? You know what I mean?
This nigga made a life decision off this joint. Like, I wouldn't even want to be your friend.
Everybody teared up, man. I didn't see.
Now I gotta go see it.
It was too, bro. When I tell you, it was too many moments where it was like, because like when I sat there and thought about it, I'm sitting there like, bro, I'm over here looking like a bitch. Like, nigga, I done teared it. Then this is number 3. What are we doing right now? You know what I mean?
If you remember the second one, like the only really sad part was when his son died.
Right.
That one was like, ooh, that, you know what I mean?
So I ain't trying to say too much, right? But I'm gonna just begin. This is fresh, early. So it's not even giving away nothing. It started with him, the young boy and his brother on the dragons.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They flying
like a flashback?
No, it's not a flashback. Because I forgot that bro died in the last movie.
Brother,
I forgot that he died. It started out, they flying in the dragons, and you know what I mean? And then they let you know that he acts like, how did I die?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
And so he telling him, no, it was my fault. I didn't do what Dad told me to do. Which if you remember the movie, he was hard headed than a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Young boy was doing all of the wrong shit the whole time. And so he pretty much, it was my fault that you got killed. And it's like, you know what I mean? The brother to brother moment is like, damn. And then you really, so nigga, we about 5 minutes in. I'm like, okay, this is some
already
shit.
Hit me with
It's
the
already,
deep
you know what I
shit.
mean? My eyes watered up already, nigga, 5 minutes in. So that's one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's one.
That's one.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh man,
it was. But
yeah, that part, and then the second part of my question, is, you know what? I'm having a senior moment because I lost it because the conversation was so long. I lost my thought, but it'll come back. It'll come back. But I'm gonna call it a senior moment. That's what us.
Yeah, you're allowed to have that, man.
Senior
You
moment.
When that bucket get the goddamn.
Hey,
when that bucket start to do this.
Yeah, but if you look at me right now, you ain't looking at nobody. You ain't looking at nobody. You ain't looking for nobody.
He ain't kicking yet. Them Gators ain't kicked that bucket yet, baby.
Don't worry about the Gators. I got these in Mexico.
Oh shit.
Yeah, these are handmade.
Handmade.
Oh, look at it. Now we're gonna say,
don't worry about
and
it.
beat your dick on about some.
No. Because my son, if you want to go there, my son called me the last time we went somewhere together and said, and no, he didn't call me. He texted me and said that he was gonna have his boots on.
Oh, okay.
I was just prepping him last time.
Look,
prepping him up.
I was prepping him.
But see, he making a big deal out of this time. I got damn came prepared. I ain't
he was scared. It's
funny. It's like I can like kind of see him like kind of talking a little bit like, yeah, this nigga tell me about my shit.
As he was pulling it out the closet,
pulling him out, looking.
These right here,
baby, get the towel, Bernadette, get the towel. Got dust these Jones off.
Yeah, but still, this my relationship now with my son makes me able to tolerate or deal with my lack of being in his life when he was younger. These days, right now, these are the days where he's a grown man, I'm a grown man, and we can come together and still have father and son moments where we enjoy each other instead of me harping on him like I used to when he was younger. But that's a conversation for another time. But I'm just saying, I really enjoyed today. It was just me and him. You know what I mean? We cried together. Yeah. You know what I mean?
No popcorn ass niggas.
And no popcorn.
Nothing to drink. But you ain't get nothing to drink neither?
No, we went to eat.
Y'all just went in there dry.
Yeah. Dry. Dog and nigga.
Fucking lame nigga. Like at least you get a bonus part. Get a small joint. Just a little.
I thought about it.
But we also cried with a lot of your people too.
Oh man,
my light-skinned people.
Yeah, they was there. Well, I'm sure they was there.
And before we move forward and let him introduce the job.
I know what I was gonna say.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, here we go. You're gonna got it back.
Passion of the Christ. The conversation y'all was on. Passion of the Christ. Y'all was talking about how it was so quiet and how everybody was teared up, white, black, whatever.
Yeah.
Jesus in Passion of the Christ was a white man, but
yes.
Do you think
he was of olive skin? They tried to make him look Mediterranean.
They tried.
They made him. He was a lighter.
Okay.
He was Mediterranean. He was olive skin.
Yeah, straight hair.
Now he had some wave to it.
No.
Waved up.
I don't remember.
He was waved up.
No, I don't remember that.
Straightened out because there was a lot of blood in his hair before, like halfway through the movie, dog.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, but they ain't
Can
have.
I finish my question
with dreads.
All
right. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Skin wasn't bronze.
Thank you.
It was olive.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like
olive.
Yeah. Like
Mediterranean.
Yeah, Mediterranean.
Okay.
Yeah, like Greek salad.
You've seen a penny before.
The question is, do y'all think that if he was actually the color that he was, that everybody would have left out of there teared up like that? That's my question. Because in the movie Avatar, there was, I ain't gonna tell the movie, but there were some situations that went on, and it was race based.
Mhm.
You could clearly see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she was talking that shit.
It was, you could clearly see that it was race, based.
Mhm.
And because they were like a fictional character,
Mhm.
they wasn't white nor black.
Yeah.
Everybody had the same emotion. So that's why
Mm.
my question about Passion of the Christ.
Yeah.
Do you think that if he was a black man, which everybody know today,
Yeah.
that's a fact,
Would it have been like the same
would it do you
impact?
think it had the same impact? That's my thing.
Hmm.
That's my thing.
I'm gonna go back to what you said, right? You said that if a person with a heart, you know what I mean, a
okay.
person that cares for people, that cares for humanity, like you know what I mean, what I like, maybe I'm being too hopeful, or you know what I mean, but I believe that the average person,
Yeah,
feels, you know what I mean, and I would think that the average person, if he would have been, because of what we saw during the movie, I believe that because it was depicting the life and the story that we had heard and we revered, and like everybody was, I think that if he would have been the color of bronze skin, the color of a penny, I think it still would have sat the same way.
Okay, I'm gonna throw rocks.
I hope.
I'm gonna throw rocks at you.
Jeez, ye who has not sinned cast the first stone.
That's right.
Nigga.
That's why I say I'm gonna throw some rocks.
Biblical tonight.
I'm gonna throw some rocks at you. Okay, so in the court system today.
Oh hell, no.
Hold up, wait a minute.
Go ahead.
Wait a minute.
This ain't no political
podcast.
No,
It's not
like
political. But
okay,
I'm just saying,
go ahead.
You believe in what you believe. I'm not gonna say I disagree with you, because I would like to think that it would be.
People could be that way. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But in the court system today, a lot of people get a lot more time, or lack thereof time, because of the color of their skin. No matter how gruesome the act was that they committed, their time is based on their skin color. And then there are 12 people that they pick out that's in that box that's sitting over there, because I done been a juror before.
Quote unquote your peers,
quote unquote, and they roof your ass. But then they'll come back and somebody of a lighter skin.
Why he pointing at him? Why he pointing at you, Cat? Like that's
unnecessary.
Unnecessary.
I like playing off that white side of him. You know what I mean? I just like
light skin in the white chair.
Yeah, that's why we got you a white chair. So you
smooth this motherfucker in the middle.
but today, but if we want to believe what we believe and see what we saw in Avatar, you know what I mean? There was not white, it was not black, it was just beings.
Talking about
the movie.
But you talking about the actual what do they call themselves? You talking about the blue people?
The blue people.
Yeah, you talking about
the blue
okay,
people.
yeah.
Exactly. Now there were some white characters in there. Did we see a black character? I didn't see a black character in the movie.
No, I don't think there's
I didn't see a black character in the movie. So it was basically white people and some aliens, let's say.
Yeah.
For lack of a better term.
The indigenous.
Well, I mean, they even called it. Oh no, but shit, they called them aliens. Go ahead, continue.
So do you think that you could see that same reaction if those people were native? Because the things that they did in the movie is characteristic of Africa and beliefs from Africa and all of this stuff. You know, with the loving of the land and you know, the worshiping of the gods, and you know what I'm saying?
God.
Of the God, yeah. Do you think that those people, the same people that was in there with us, and when I look at the people as they was coming out, because you know I'm nosy, as I look, you could clearly see that we were definitely not close to the only ones in there that teared up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, do you think that if the character, the guy, what was his
Sully?
name? Yeah, it's Scully. If he was a black man, do you think they would have did the same thing? Because they say that you have to be able to see yourself in the person. That's like when you sentencing a child. A white child gonna get less time from the system than white child would,
And the
because they looking at that child and they can see their children at home.
Mm.
But if it was a black person in the movie, now you don't see yourself. So does the human side of you, or the passionate side of you, or the emotional side of you, do you think it would have been the same?
The same
is what
connection.
I'm trying to say. Would the connection have been the same? Do you think today?
I think the answer is the same.
You think the answer is the same?
My answer is still the same. Like whether it was, if I was looking at like Passion of the Christ, to me he was a white man. That they, as far as the depiction, it was a white man. I still had that same, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's like
but you're a black man though.
But it's like
what I'm saying. I can't speak for a whole nother. I can't tell you how the feeling of.
I said, I asked you, do you think?
Yeah, and I'm telling you, the same way that I gave the answer, because I have hope for humanity, and I have hope for, you know what I mean, us as people, and us care, and it is gullible. I found that I'm also gullible as well. You know what I mean? I hope for the best, and I see the best in people. And if you show me differently, then I show you. You know what I mean? I understand where you stand. But I would hope, because I don't want to just put this on, because even in the movie, like, well, we ain't got to keep talking about this too long.
Yeah.
But even in the movie, if you pay attention, it definitely depicted that there are some great white people that definitely look out and helped and have helped along the way. You know what I mean? Even in your experience with your mom, like, you know what I mean, that is the reality that you were brought up in. And so there are some beautiful white people that have helped along the way, and even depicted in the movie. Yeah. And so what I'd say is that, like, yeah, I think that I just hope for it. I can't speak for. I'm not around a bunch of white people where I can just think what the average white people think. I don't know what the fuck. You know what I mean? I'm not around them enough to know.
This motherfucker is still trying to make me the captain.
I'm not speaking from a racist lens.
No, I know what we know, nigga. We know.
I know a lot of great white people. I know a lot of great white people. So no, I'm not speaking from a racist lens. I'm just asking a question.
Yeah, you're just trying to see what do you think would be.
Yeah.
Because I know even when like the first one, like when the first Avatar came out, like I don't know what fucking year that was, but there was a correlation that was made back then. I don't know if you remember when, and the Avatar, the people they're called like the Na'vi.
Na'vi, that's what I was looking for.
And that whole race of people, I remember this all coming out, you know, later on, was like, oh, that's supposed to be depiction, like that's black people. Like that's, and then it was, oh, well, that's what happened to the Native Americans. That's what happened to the Indians. You know what I mean? With the going in and taking over the land and all this, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, even though like when we saw the military side of it on the first one, right? Because the second one, they didn't really show you a lot of the military except for the main guy that turned into like one of the avatars. Like you would see some blacks in the military, not in the focal ground. You know what I mean? What do you call it? The foreground, like in the foreground,
they were in the foreground.
It'd be a black soldier there, but no one that had like a prominent role,
exactly.
in the movie. And I just remember it being a thing. You know what I mean? Like how we talked about in the barbershops and all like that. Like
it was the same.
Oh, that's supposed to be us.
It was the same.
That's supposed to be we're the blue people.
I didn't.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't see a black person in the movie at all. I didn't.
I didn't honestly, but you know what I mean. My lens, bro, and maybe we have a whole conversation about that. My lens, I wasn't like in the movie like looking for black people, so I can't recall. But like, there definitely weren't anybody that was important in the movie for sure. And I remember what you were saying, like there was some onesie too, the soldiers you would see randomly. Yeah, I don't remember seeing that, but I also wasn't looking for that either.
Exactly. But the thing is it's noticeable that you didn't see though.
Oh yeah, well, nobody important was that. But that may be the distinction that
looking for it, and nor was I looking for it. But I did notice that there were none.
Yeah, but I think that's probably the reason why you don't see him is because of the writer. They wrote it that way so that we would connect ourselves to these people, and then we look at you know what I mean. I think that's intentional. You know what I mean. But yeah, shoot, let's go with
well. Glad y'all came out. We're here tonight. You know what I mean? Welcome to the Who You Talking To show. As you can see, we already talking. So we're glad that y'all here. You know what I mean? I am your host, Who should I be tonight?
I don't know. You'll come up with some new shit.
Come up with some new shit. OleHead Senior, OleHead Rell, aka
right.
No AKAs. T-Rell. T-Rell. And I'm your host tonight. Roy Smith is in the building tonight.
Roy Smith.
Roy Smith. Yeah, we're gonna keep it light, keep it right. You know what I mean?
You got the white last name.
White last name.
Yeah,
I wanted to say that first, but
you started it.
Say Roy.
Roy Smith.
Okay. Clearly, clearly mixed.
Both sides though.
Yeah,
Roy,
clearly mixed.
and then
Smith.
Smith.
And just to let you know, in case you were asking yourself, yes, we are here to make your life better, one relationship at a time.
Yes. We
are definitely not professionals doing this though. I don't want nobody to jump off a building and say, "Oh, they said, hey, we ain't told you to do nothing."
Yeah, well,
you
know what? I did. So, but we got some comments here. Rell, you want to just at least real quick go ahead and stroke the people with some comments?
We'll just let you move forward. Happy belated Christmas, fellas. Same to you, Appreciate it. Good evening from Juju Wright. We appreciate it. Juju been tapping in with the To Be Fair show, Unpacked and all that. Then again, I would have to rewatch it, but I don't think there were any black people in the last Avatar movie either.
The water joint ain't. Well, none of niggas don't be swimming like that. So that was all about the water.
Hey, XQ.
So that
you know a nigga that can't swim the way they keep their head above the water, how they look the whole time.
Yeah, man. Yeah, there wasn't ain't swimmers out there like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, welcome to the show either way. I hope that y'all enjoyed the first half, you know what I mean, and enjoyed your Christmas and, you know, a little rendition of what went on with the Avatar movie. There ain't no spoilers.
Yeah, we didn't spoil.
You know what I mean? But apparently, from these two strong black gentlemen here, it's a very emotional movie. So make sure you have your napkins with you and not the buttery popcorn napkin.
Nah, facts.
You know what I mean?
You might want to bring one or two. You know what I mean?
Apparently, it's
if you want to be this,
it's a tear jerker.
Yeah, some shit in there. I ain't gonna.
That's what's up, though. I can't wait to go see it. You know what I mean? And I hate to tell you that if I come back, and I'll be like, man, these niggas was full of shit.
There we go question this character.
I'm gonna start looking around.
You know what?
I'm the sensitive.
You come back and you say it was not a tear jerker, then we're gonna have to excuse you from the party. You don't have to do any motherfucking thing.
Nah.
You don't have to do anything.
Listen, I teared up at the end of Fast and the Furious. when the Wiz Khalifa song came on and Vin Diesel and they had the CGI. I was about to say Paul Walker, and it was right after, you know, they said that, they had to finish the movie. He died during the movie, and they had to finish it out with his brother sat in the car seat. You know what I mean? And then they did it's been a long and they split and went down each road. You know what I mean? There was a fork in the road, and they went. And I'm sitting there like, I was tight. I was tight. I was like, damn, fucking. And the song, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, it got me. It got me. I was sitting there. It was me and my wife, and it was a little double date. And I kind of like, I didn't want to turn to look, you know what I mean? But I turned to look over to just see if like his homeboy, you know what I mean? And I seen him tight lipping it. You know what I mean? I was like, all right, I'm not the only hoe in the building. I'm like, I did a quick wipe. I was like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But then again, I bought, I'm gonna tell you what, I bought like crazy when Iron Man died. And when he had the glove on, and he did the snap, I lost it. Yeah. A fictitious nigga. You know what I'm saying? When Iron Man went, that was it for me, dog. You ain't watched it?
No, see, I don't think
you ever watched the Avengers?
I've watched it, but I ain't
not that one. Like not that one specifically.
The whole series with him and Thanos and the glove and all that. Oh man, you gotta put him on.
Okay. All right. What you gonna do, bro?
Oh, I thought you was about to say something. I thought you was having a moment. You know what I mean? But the main reason why we're here, you know, our main topic. How did you phrase it again?
Do you ever feel or lonely or empty when you're good on paper.
Lonely
When
or
you're
empty
supposed
when
to
you're
be
good
okay
on
on
paper.
paper.
Supposed to be okay on paper.
Mhm.
You threw that empty part in there.
Yeah.
You did.
I said or empty. I
You're
said
still
or.
going back to empty
I said or.
or empty.
Yeah, you know, as men, we try to like pull ourselves away from that lonely word. It's more of it's too much of a feel word
feel
for us. So
empty
it's like,
inside,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah. So like we
No,
kind of
let's,
try to
you know what I mean?
disassociate
Like,
ourselves from that type of language.
well, let's not disassociate.
Let's
you know
not
what
do
I'm
it.
saying? Like, let's tap into it. Let's tap into the. Are you lonely? You know what I'm saying? Like, have you ever felt that way? It was important to me when you know, like, we're gonna get serious now because it was important to me. Like, you actually came up and found the topic for us. Appreciate it as always. I always want to make sure we give you your flowers and shit. You know what I mean? Because you be doing the research. You know what I'm saying? And me and the talent here, we kind of show up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But we good though. We good though. It's a, you know, symbiosis, symbiotic. You know what I mean? And but it meant something. It kind of like it tapped into something with that whole lonely, only because I'm the type of person that I isolate myself a lot. It's something that I've done since I was young. I do it even more now as an adult, you know what I mean? And for a long time, I tried to figure out like why. And by going into this subject, it made me think like, well, what's the actual difference between feeling and being lonely when you are the one that's deciding to create that isolation, that separation from people, you know what I mean? And trying to learn how to navigate it with being a family man. I mean, I have 5 kids, I got grandkids, and you know what I mean? I'm a major focal point inside of so many different people's lives, but yet I'm always withdrawing back from everybody and trying to figure out like why do I do it? You know what I mean? And you know, is it something that's been inside of me because I spent a lot of time by myself as a kid? You know, like did I create a certain comfort there? You know what I mean?
You almost like raised like an only child, right?
Yeah,
I know you had an
I would
older
say
sister.
so. I would say because of the age difference between me and my sister. But if you can bear with me for a hot moment, I got a little baby story.
Okay,
and
but what the people really want to know is you broke though? See, because you
Did
know
I-
it was 2-part
what do
question.
you mean?
You know what I mean?
Am I broken?
Excuse me. No, see, because he said if you were lonely, but or I don't know, but anyway, were you lonely? Even though on paper you are right. So
Yeah.
you know, we also want to know if you broke or not.
Oh no, this nigga.
This nigga, man.
Continue, Quette. Appreciate it. Go ahead.
This nigga. No, I ain't broke. Sometimes this thing's a little tight, you know what I'm saying? But nigga ain't broke. You know what I mean?
I apologize. Continue, sir.
Good on paper only it don't mean the actual paper, nigga. It means just like to everybody on the outside. You know what I mean? Like what we project. I don't really project my pain. You know what I'm saying? As most of us probably don't. You know what I mean? So, but with the subject, it did make me think about a certain time period in my life where I was trying to figure out the distinguish between lonely and isolating and, you know, is it self-inflicted? Is it not? You know, this and that. So it made me think of something, you know what I mean? I don't know how much it correlated to me, but either way, I'm gonna tell this little baby story. 1980 already sound old, ain't in the late 1900s. You know what I'm saying? Where I moved from one house to another. I'm 5 years old. I move on to this block. And there's a kid next door to me who today we call each other brothers. And we are closer to each other than even me and my biological bloodline. You know what I'm saying? He's 5, I'm 5. Mom and dad at home, mom and dad at home. At 8 years old, his father passed away from cancer, right? We ate. His dad working in the steel mill, my pops working in the copper mill, you know what I mean? Our moms was working, I think his mom was in a knitting mill. My mom just came from a knitting mill, like industrial town, industrial family. Families that work hard. And at the time, we 8 years old. So I don't know what that type of loss feels like. My dad still walks in the door.
Mm-hmm.
He spent a lot of time sleeping at my house. I spent a lot of time sleeping at his house. But I could never, of course, understand his pain as a kid. This nigga didn't cry. Like ever. I had enough emotion for the both of us growing up. I swear that I cried more of the loss of his father than he cried. He was the type of kid that when we went outside to ride bikes, he just got on the bike and started riding. He never needed training wheels. I needed training wheels. I remember my dad running behind me. I didn't want to put training wheels on my bike because Malik didn't have training wheels on his bike. I had to get the wheels put on because dad stopped running because we lived on a baby hill. He's like, nigga, I ain't just going to keep running behind you. Yeah. And the block was bumpy as fuck. There's bricks. You're going to fuck his back up. You know what I mean? Playing as a kid, I would fall, bust my knee up, sit back, I start crying. This nigga would fall, never shed a tear. We go through, run around doing shit that boys do. We jumping off of roofs, flipping, you know what I mean? Like when we went to go swimming, that natural fear of water that most kids have, he just goes right under and just starts swimming. This subject made me think about some shit. By the time that we hit 11 years old, we got separated. He went to a boys' home. Actually got locked up, really. They called it a group home. You know, school, he's acting out, he's this, he's that, you know what I'm saying? Mom at the time, his mother, things started falling apart for her. And I hope I'm going to keep, Malik, I'm going to keep this shit right. Like, you know what I mean? The way that I tell our story. Things went off left for mom for a while. So he went into the system. I didn't see him no more. Right? And at the time, as a kid, when he left was the first time that I felt real loneliness in my life. My right hand was gone. You know what I'm saying? I was a kid that was a little apprehensive. Like when they pulled the mattress up at the playground and you jumped off the roof and did the front flip, he would just do it. I would stand and look. You know what I mean? Like there were so many different moments. You know what I'm saying? Now we linked back up later on when we got into our early 20s. Like he went through the system and then they moved and he went to a different state. And then we linked back up as young men at 20 years old. I got a phone call out the blue. He was coming back to Reading and he had his lady and his kid. I just had a kid. I just got kicked out the service and came back home and feeling like a failure and all this, you know, and whatever was going on with him in his town. And once we linked back up at 20 years old, we never separated again. You know what I'm saying? I needed that separation because it taught me to grow, to not rely on somebody else to lead the way for me. I realized when I started thinking about this whole thing that that kid was already built strong for a life of loss. Like I had to be weaved into it, but God already had it planned out that he had to be stronger earlier in his life. I became stronger later. You know what I mean? And he had such an independence about him. You know what the fucked up thing was? And I've only ever seen this in certain types of people. And I'll always remember this. after his pop died, right? And before he got locked up, and even after he got locked up, I seen him a couple times, a little bit here, a little bit there, but it'd only be like a couple hours. He had this look in his eyes, like this, like a dead look. And to see that, like, I recognize it now as a grown man. I didn't know how to recognize that as a child, of course. But the only time you see that type of look in people's eyes is people that suffered extreme loss, or someone that ended up turning out to be a serial killer later on. That detached, you know what I'm saying? And I would see, even in our young 20s, when we would go out and we would go places, and I would see people like, you know, oh, what's up? They say his name, talk to him, this and that. And he would stand there, he would talk to him, you know, like they remember him from back in the day. But I would see them get uneasy and uncomfortable just because he's looking at you. And he didn't, like, he wasn't a screw face kind of guy, you know what I mean? Wasn't looking at you angry. But there was something that was extremely intimidating about when you're looking into the eyes of someone who's lost everything at a very young age, and who's already learned and was built to conquer a loneliness. You know what I'm saying? To the point where, like, when him and I would talk, we vibe so much together because we always push back away from other people except me and him. We always had to put this wall up of isolation. Like, my strength came later on after he was gone, and I realized, like, I'm on my own. He was like my big little brother. You know what I mean? And I got to figure this shit out now. And just going through that type of pain early, you know, of experience, like for him, is the loss of his father. For me, it was the loss of him. You know what I mean? Like, I just lost my brother. He's gone. And when shit like that happens as a kid, don't nobody explain shit to you. No one tells you nothing. You just go to knock on next door neighbor's house and you find out they no longer live there. You know what I mean? And then I just remember, like, no one talking me through any of that shit. Number one, how do you explain to a nigga that's 10, 11 years old, like, oh, your friend went to a group home because of this, you know? It's just a lot of shit. And it made me, like, introvert back into myself to be like, I don't want to care about nobody. To the point that it causes, like, that much hurt.
Yeah.
And you're like, you just, you pull back because you don't want to be vulnerable like that. You know? I told you I was going to try and get through this, John.
Yeah, no, and well, I can't. So one thing, I want to add one thing to say that I've seen a person like this. I was going to Walgreens. I think I was picking something up for my wife. She was feeling sick, whatever. And I was sitting there, and I was behind a guy that was talking to the person at the register, and he was talking about how he cut up all his family. And it was because he lost, I can't remember what the relationship was to the person that he lost, but he lost that person, and he intentionally cut everybody off because of the fact that he didn't want to deal with that type of loss again. And I'll never forget hearing the conversation, because it's like things like, even with me and OleHead having the relationship that we have now, he's supposed to go based on the way that it's supposed to go. He's supposed to go before me, and I'm supposed to mourn his passion. It's like, okay, so you build a relationship that's so close, somebody that you talk to every single day, just to understand that if Yah has his, if Yah's way goes, you know what I mean, the way it's supposed to, then you're going to mourn this. He shouldn't have to mourn you. This is supposed to happen to you. You know what I mean? And that's one of those things that is like, it's something that, like, I think about. You know what I mean? I think about that. I ain't gonna say all the time, but I think about it often enough to where it's like something that I could easily just recall. And I think that, like, for me, and this is something too that's dope about, like, a two-parent household, or just being able to have a stability. So I moved around like my whole, I went to what, probably 3 different elementary schools, probably 2 middle schools, and I think 4 high schools. And so through all of this moving, there weren't many connections I was able to make to keep solid, you know what I mean? Solid enough to, like, we were the ones leaving to see the dude knock on the door and like, oh, nigga gone. You know what I mean? Like that was the reality of my life. And it's like, so there weren't many times that I actually, outside of like, I got my bros, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I got my bro. It's about 3, 4 of us. And then the rest of the people are like connections that are made through, you know what I mean? The other connections. But yeah, sure. Like we moved all the time. We moved all the time, and then I get kicked out of Mom Duke's house to go and live with OleHead, and then end up coming back, and then you know what I mean? That whole thing. So for me, that I didn't have many relationships growing up that I was able to keep from like childhood. Like I got one that I knew from elementary school, and that's the homie Ian, you know what I mean? That like we ain't super tight now, but that's still my guy. But you know what I mean, it's a product of just moving around and shit. Just so it's so happened that like Charlotte used to feel like a much smaller city. Now it feels bigger. There's so many different people, but like it was much smaller when I was growing up because you were more apt to bump into somebody that you went to elementary school with. You know what I mean? And it wasn't like you was going from the hood to the white side of town. So like the schools are still, you know what I mean? The people from these neighborhoods, you're still close enough that these are funneling into same high schools, especially if you're going from one side to the other. You're gonna get to a place where you know what I mean. But yeah, I wasn't able to really build a lot of those connections early.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I can't really. So that's where our stories really differ. Like I can't. I know a couple dudes I was cool with when I was younger, but like shit, I ain't talking to these niggas fucking 5 years. Like never seen these niggas again. Type. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you think that like did you even feel like any sort of, because of not having connections with people, that can breed like an inner like loneliness? Or do you think that, you know, because you said you got an older brother, like did that make it just things just tighter with you and your brother? Or
Well, I think kind of, but also what I say is me and my brother are different. I'm the more like urban. You know what I mean? My brother's a little bit more like, you know what I mean? Even he's not like urban. I mean, I'm the nigga that found friends in the hood.
Yeah.
And he was getting friends outside of the hood. You know what I mean?
Okay.
More, you know what I mean? He had more white friends. You know what I mean? Best friend was white. You know, I was the, you know what I mean? I just stayed where I was.
Yeah.
And so we were fairly tight. You know what I mean? But I think honestly, now that we're having this conversation, I think that a lot of that does go back into like me not being a person growing up that expressed himself. You know what I mean? Like I say, we was in the hood. Mom Dukes brought a therapist to the crib. She asking me how I feel. I went and got up under the kitchen table. You know what I mean? I was a nigga that would go to sleep in the closet. You know what I mean? I was always like, there was things now it's so crazy because like now after doing that time in the military then coming out, like I'm okay with vulnerabilities. I feel like it's my superpower. I feel like that's the reason like the men that I connect with now, the relationships that I'm building at this point are like they're completely different. Like it's led in vulnerability and you know what I mean? I'm just like that type of guy. Like I just really care more for those type of conversations than anything else. And I think that's what it affected me in that way. You know what I mean? It was something that I hid from for forever. And then as the man that I've ended up becoming, I don't know exactly when the switch came.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it may have had something to do with like when I started writing real heavy, writing music real heavy. And maybe that was around that time where it just made me want to tell more of my story. As a matter of fact, now that I think about it, because of the way that I wrote, it was like me intertwining the multiple stories all together. And so I was the one saying it, but it wasn't so much as vulnerable as I would have liked it to be.
Okay.
And so like once I stopped writing, I kind of stopped writing for that reason. The fact that like I want to give you more of just my story, but I didn't have I don't know. It just didn't flow in that way. So like podcasting and like friendships and these are like my ways to be able to really have those vulnerable conversations. Just be me instead of, because when you writing, I naturally had like you know what I mean? Like I still put a wall up. I put a wall up in my writing that I wish I could. It naturally just fucking did it. You know what I mean? Even when I wanted to be more vulnerable, I just naturally put a wall up with my words.
I used to try to get you to knock that wall down because I used to.
I know.
I used to, yeah. I used to try to get you to, and I could see you was doing it, but you didn't think you was doing it. You thought it was just the way you wrote, and you just didn't like to write about. And it wasn't that you just didn't like it. You just didn't want to be vulnerable. And that's the reason you wrote the way you wrote, because you didn't want to be vulnerable. I used to always try to get you to be vulnerable. You know what I mean? In your music. But me personally, as far as feeling lonely or whatever, I pretty much felt lonely pretty much I'm gonna say basically all my life. Because of the way I came up. I felt separated within my family. I didn't really feel a part of it. Now, my sister Renee, Renee was always been very loving. She crazy as hell, but she always very loving. And, that was the closest one I was to in the family. But Renee is outgoing. People.
Is she older sister?
No, she's
younger?
my baby sister.
Okay.
I'm the middle. Pearl was the oldest. Renee was the baby. And still the baby. And so she was always, loving, caring, whatever. She still fuck you up.
Yeah.
Cause you out.
Yeah. So, but like my oldest sister, Pearl, she was kind of a no nonsense kind of person. Pearl was on her own time doing her own thing, and she didn't care what y'all was doing, as long as y'all wasn't messing with what she was doing. You know what I mean? So me, my mom and my sisters, they was always close because they're all girls.
Yeah.
So me, I never felt like I had a place. So I always felt alone. And I can see why now, I don't have what you call friends. I got acquaintances, people I know or whatever, but I don't really have friends. So I didn't really understand or even really, I didn't understand the reason I was the way I was and the reason I didn't have friends. And it's because you learn how to have a relationship with people by having relationships at home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you didn't have a relationship at home, and I was way grown when I figured this out, you can't have a relationship with people outside of the house, because within the house you didn't have any relationships.
Yeah.
So you don't know how the boundaries of the relationship, the gives and the takes. You don't know them. But growing up, you don't know that you don't know them, and you don't understand why you don't have friends and your friendships don't last long. And then when you get at a certain age, and it's different from one person to the next, but when you get to a certain age, you realize you don't have friends, and you still may not realize why, but you accept the fact that you don't have them, and you accept the fact that you're gonna have to do everything on your own by yourself, and you get comfortable, and you put up this attitude, which I had with my son, and he'll tell you, where you accept me as I am. If you don't like it, keep it pushing.
Yeah.
I ain't used to having nobody, you know what I'm saying? I did everything myself, for myself, by myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I know I had to be selfish because I didn't know no better. It was like Tupac said, me against the world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I approached everything from that premise. So then you get to a point where after you get to a certain age, it's not that you don't want friends. It's just you're used to not having them to the point where they don't matter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
I knew a long time ago what loneliness was because I grew up in it. But what I didn't know is that I could change that.
Yeah.
Once I walk out the door, I can change that. I didn't know that. And so years and years and years went by. I'm an old man, you know, or older. I'm saying, you know,
Oh,
yeah, grown up. No, I'm not talking about
go
today.
ahead, go ahead.
I'm not talking about today.
Bad.
I'm talking about like maybe in my 40s. I started piecing some of it together in my head, but I still didn't really get a grasp of it until I got in my 50s. And that sounds like, you know, I mean, to me, it sounds like somebody that don't care, selfish, this, and the third. But people have to understand, and they look at things from their lens. They look at it from their lens, and they can't see it from my lens. It's pretty hard to see it from my lens if you ain't never lived the life that I lived. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't raised in a situation that I was raised in. You know what I'm saying? So, but
and it's also hard for them to see it if you never share it with anybody.
True.
And that's one good thing about the part.
Yeah.
I was telling my son the other day, you know, that when I do pass away, and if everything is right, and I pass before he do, he'll have the technology has gotten it to the point to where it's in, you know, and because of this show, he'll be able to go back and his kids will see, even if I'm not here, when they get old enough to understand and to have a relationship. And I'm not good at forming relationships right now.
Yeah.
Even like with my grandchildren. I should spend more time with them. But I don't. And it's not because I don't want to. It's just I'm just so used to me against the world. So
it's like you got to reprogram yourself and like teach yourself how to do it.
And you know something too. Like I think that there was a thing too, and I don't know if the culture is shifting a little now or not, but there was a thing where it was pretty much like, I don't care what people think, fuck them, who cares, and you know what I mean. And there was a period of time where I felt that way too, but I don't know. Maybe it was me being away from home for those like 5 years, being away from people that actually care about me. You know what I mean? To make me realize that no, I do care what the people that I care about think of me, and I want to make sure that my intention, regardless of like, I may do a thing. I want to make sure that my intention is clear.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And so because intention is very important to me, then it makes me have to have more conversations. You know what I mean? Because I do care. And I think that like a lot of the times
that's crazy.
The defense mechanism of a lot of people is like to say, not, well, fuck them. You know what I mean? Because it's not, because you feel and you don't want to dive into why you feel, where the feeling comes from, because there's a lot of, you know what I mean? There's some fucking history you got to go and dive into to really understand all of this, that you rather just say, fuck it, I don't care what nobody think, fuck them. I'm gonna just keep doing what I'm doing. Like you say, if you ain't going, if you don't like who I am right now, then you can go and find something else to do. You know what I mean? And the more you do that, I mean, you're going to naturally isolate yourself even more doing that.
Yeah.
Because the thing about relationships, you talked about earlier, it's a give and take. And both people have to be willing to give and take to keep it going.
Yeah. But sometimes you'll end up doing it to protect yourself. You know, like the little part that you touched on there about having a certain type of attitude or mind frame of the, like, I don't care, you know, this and that. A lot of times you end up finding that in people that are like I had that mindset when I was like way younger. You know what I mean? Like you'll find it because that mindset can also come with when you're still searching for your own identity. And if something doesn't align with the identity that you're trying to create for yourself, you naturally be like, well, then fuck it then, because I really want to have the strength internally to do my own thing. And I was always one of those people that always wanted to do my own thing anyway. You know what I mean? And it always came with some sort of or who you think you are? You know what I mean? Like some
Mm-hmm.
ridicule, little this, little that, whatever. So you find that when you're younger until you get to a point where you're actually like comfortable with who you are. And then you create this shell for yourself, you know, where you can stay protected.
Mm.
Because sometimes you can be the type of person that deep down inside, even though you walk around with this loneliness, whatever, and oh, that kid's a loner or whatever title or how you might feel, once the emotion part is taken out of it and you're no longer quote unquote lonely because you've now chosen isolation.
Mm.
I've gotten past like I tell my story about a certain time period. Yeah, it makes me feel emotional because it takes me back to that story. But I've chosen isolation to myself, even though, like I said before, I got a full blown family. You know, like it's something that I still struggle with now where it's just like, oh, well, when I'm home, it's, oh, well, Marquette's out back or he's in the garage
Mm-hmm.
or he's there or he's there. But when I was home with my dad, he was like down in the basement working on shit with the saw and this and that. Or then he was out back, like he was in like, you know, yeah, he engaged and stuff like that. But, you know, just a working man was considered like a mythical figure in the house.
Mm.
You know what I mean? He got with you for a few lessons and then he was off doing his own thing. And then you just had to kind of view him and learn that way. You know what I mean?
So I got a question.
Yeah.
Do you think that we do it well? Because then, okay, so I'm just ask the question. So do you think that you do it more from what you saw, or is it more a defense mechanism?
I think it's manifested in itself in a little of both.
Mm.
Because I have to be alone, which brings me back to one of our other pods to learn how to become the best version of myself. I can't do it around others.
Mm.
It's too much noise. I can't be engulfed in everybody else's emotion of an expectation of me if I'm trying to fix me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like, or I can't even see the problem that I create until I pull back and get out of whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
I have to isolate in order to be able to focus. You know what I'm saying? It's not that I can't handle a moment when it happens. Like, yeah, but when I'm in moments in life, all I'm doing is reacting.
Mhm.
When I isolate, I get an opportunity to think. There's no
Reflect.
reaction that has to be done. There's no emotional connection that's there. I get to reflect on whatever the situation may be, and then I get to make a judgment on it at that point.
So would you say that you have a healthy amount of you have a healthy amount of isolation, or do you think that it's like a little more than what you would think is healthy?
It's it's based off of what someone else tells me.
No, what do you think? Not about what someone else thinks about what it.
It's,
How
you
do
know,
you think that you're? Do you think that it's?
that's where that's the part of the isolation that you struggle with
Mm.
because when you do it, it's to, you know, they call it shutting down and all this other stuff. But I like when I isolate, it's not for me to shut down.
Just decompress.
It's actually for me to open up. It's
Mm.
the exact a lot of times it's the exact opposite of whatever the fuck it is that you're thinking. Because when I do it, there's like I said, there's not an emotion that's there. Everything gets quiet. I can actually think for a minute, you know what I'm saying? And like I can only through isolation can I see my own flaws. I can't see it when someone else is telling it to me
Mm.
because I'm too reactive as an individual. I haven't mastered that side of myself yet. You know what I'm saying? Not that I have to become so emotional. Like, yeah, I've calmed it down, of course, but it still sits there.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? But then when I pull back and I don't have nothing else around and I can think of those moments or when I have great ideas about shit, it doesn't always have to be like it can be. I think like some of my most creative thoughts and things that I ever want to do all comes from me when it's just me.
Isolate.
Yeah, I can get you can spark the idea, but let me go take it away and go think about it.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It doesn't mean that it all came from me. It's just it means that I can take something that my wife told me, something that one of my daughters told me, you know, or a friend has told me, because I am your friend. You know what I'm saying? and I can think about it to myself later, and then I can really, really reflect. You know what I mean? And come to a conclusion, and then try to find a way to kind of move forward. You know what I mean?
I think through all of this, when you've been that way or felt that way as long as I have, you find contentment in being alone, like being isolated.
Yeah.
You content with being isolated. It feels like home because it's been that way for so much of your life.
Yeah.
So people be like, my son has said, you need to find you some homeboys or something to hang with, you know. But see, in isolation, I agree with you 100%. In isolation, you can think. All the noise is gone. It's just you dealing with whatever your situation is. And you can figure out which way you want to go, how you want it to go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can figure out all that without the noise. And when you're doing that for so long, it becomes a comfort place for you.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily a bad thing at that point, because you were able to take that negativity of going through the things you had to go through to get to that point.
Yeah.
And learn how to use that situation or that isolation to benefit you in a way to where then you can get things done.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of things I've gotten done as far as like in the house, on cars, working, whatever. I did that with nobody around. Nobody around. I can remember the long periods of time. I'd be at home. The next door neighbor said, I threw a little get together at the house years ago. And the next door neighbor said, we didn't think you had any friends. Or that, like, you know, nobody fucked with you or whatever the case may be, because they never seen anybody here. Unless it was a lady friend or something. They never seen anybody here. No dudes coming over, no nothing. And they actually said that to me, because I got to the point where I'm comfortable being with me.
Yeah.
And I don't need those other people. Some people, I think it's a tough thing to live through, because I know that there's a lot of bad that come with that journey to that point. But there's also on the other side people that always got to be in a crowd, or always got to have a lot of people at their house, or always got a lot of stuff going on with a lot of different people. And a lot of times I've seen that people that live like that, life is in chaos.
Yeah.
It's in chaos. They lose a lot of stuff.
Well, what I was going to do is, because this is so yeah, y'all on the isolation end. I'm on the complete. Well, I ain't gonna say the complete opposite, which would make it like the to the detriment, right?
Okay.
So, but I've never been a person of like isolation. Never really been a person of isolation. Okay. You know what I mean? And I think that, well, I will say that there are some, in some cases, it is to the detriment. You know what I mean? But like, to me, I ain't gonna say like I got a lot of friends, but I got partners, enough partners that I talk to on the regular, that I can pick up the phone and I do it. Maybe I do it too much, where it's like I'm uncomfortable with quiet. You know what I mean? And then also,
no,
like,
I don't know what you mean.
I know you don't. I mean, based on what y'all saying, y'all clearly, you know what I mean, don't.
I welcome the quiet. Dog.
Yeah, so like with me, like even like having kids makes me a lot more comfortable, even though it is like an like with all of the stuff going on, there is an overload. You know what I mean? Where I should probably get more isolation.
Yeah.
But like naturally, like it gives me more reasons not to sit and think too much, because I know I'm an overthinker. So like I'm the type of person that can come up with a great idea and then think the shit all the way down into the toilet because I'm just thinking too fucking much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I get too much time, then I start to overly critique myself to where I can send myself through a depression.
Yeah, that's that.
I can send myself through a depression just because of the fact that you got too much time sitting here just picking at yourself where it's not even necessary. Questioning shit that you should be confident about and that you should be okay with about your, you know what I mean? Yeah. But it's like when I'm sitting there thinking intent, I want everybody to feel like I don't want you to think that, don't leave and go and try to figure out what the fuck I was being. I want to try to be as intentional as I can. And if I'm sitting there in isolation, now I'm replaying moments. Okay, let me hit bro and let him know, make sure that he understood what the fuck I was trying to say. Let me go and talk to my wife, make sure, you know what I mean? Let me sit down with Nana and make sure she understood what I was trying to do. And maybe there's an apology that needs to happen there, you know what I mean? And figure that out. And it's like,
let me say a real small piece real quick. Because I do often hear you talk about intent, and you are one that you made me think about it too, as far as like intent. And as I hear you talk about it, not just tonight, but in other conversations, you know what I mean? The only issue that I have with intent is subjective, right? Like you can have your best intent for whatever it is that you're going to do. That outcome is going to be subjective to that outside.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And so that's why,
and that's the only reason why I kind of like, I'm a little leery.
Right. But what it does is it makes you have to communicate so much more. And that's the thing. That's why, like, for me, intention is important to the point where now I got to reach out and make sure that you got and
I just don't want you
what
to
I
get
was
let
saying.
down.
Yeah, I mean
that's the only thing that I, that was my only thing. I'm not saying I would never say don't be that way. You know what I mean? Because it actually, like, hearing it from you, it does teach me something too. But I'm just like, I guess I'm just a little leery of that. Like, that's part of that isolation thing, that shutting shit off of the getting rid of hurt and you know what I mean? And things like that. Like, it's like, yo, yeah, I see what your intention is. A lot of times intentions get misconstrued. And I don't have a lot of time to be sitting around in my lifetime trying to explain it to you.
Yeah. And like OleHead said, just like OleHead said, OleHead the kind of person that you can have a thing that you want to do. You know what I mean? Figure out how to do it. Let's just say a business. And you can pitch it to OleHead. And you can say, help me figure out how to do this and make it make sense. When he come to you and tell you what he think about it and how he would go about doing it, or
You're
what
no
makes
longer
sense
doing
to
that
do
business.
No. This is before you get there, because it gets there. But before you get there, once he give you his first spiel of how to move and how to, you know what I'm saying? Shut him off. Shut him down. Don't ask that man another question.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Don't ask, because he gonna take it down to the bare bone.
Yeah.
Then he gonna want to analyze the cartilage. You know what I'm saying?
And it doesn't mean that you didn't think of that. It's just that's not where my area of focus is at. I'm focused over here. I see that. You right. But nah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Glass is half full, my brother.
He wants
you know
to cut the bone open and look at the marrow in the bone and see if, there was, something somebody forgot. You know what I mean? And when he get through with it, it's a bunch of sawdust.
Yeah, and you like,
it's a bunch of sawdust. Fuck it.
It'll never work.
It'll never work. Yeah.
That's why I isolate. Like, I'm like, man, you know what? I ain't talking to. That's why it's like, did you ever, like, shit like he's talking about, like, share your dreams with somebody and then they dissect your motherfucking dream in a way of
all the time
nicely telling you how either your shit is
don't make no
sense to this. Now you talking to a kid that used to sit there constantly staring out the window, just dreaming about life.
Yeah.
Crush that shit.
I mean, just like,
Your dream crusher, dog.
Was it
Hey,
yesterday?
Apparently,
Hey,
Yeah, yesterday. Like OleHead was here for
I'm
yesterday
pointing
on
out
Friday.
blind spots.
He was,
that
Motherfucker,
was
they blind spots. Motherfucker just
he
be
was here for a
Nah,
little
nigga.
while, and I just walk outside and I just look at the house. Cause like if I have something I want to do, I walk off by myself. I even talk to myself.
Yeah.
I just don't answer myself.
Yeah.
But I talk to myself.
He
And I
answers
I'm
wonder,
fucked up because I answer myself.
this
and
nigga answer himself
everything.
too. He tend to lie.
like
I'm not gonna lie about it. I got a whole 2 other people that live in here.
hey, I go out and I look at a project, whatever it is I want to do.
You just made it a project though.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
But whatever it is I want to do, I'll look at it and I'll say, okay, this is the best way to do it. Then I'll turn right back around and I'll figure out everything that I want to happen or to see when I finish that project. And then usually, because I don't think about everything, usually by the time I get to the point where I say, okay, it's finished, then I can go back and figure out what I forgot.
Yeah.
And how to make it fit in. And then when I say it's finished and I go do the project, when I get through with it, everybody love it. Yeah. But I do that by myself. I can't do that.
They didn't know them 4 or 5 mistakes in there.
That's right, because I made them in my head. I made them in my head because I can tear it apart and put it together and then make the mistakes in my head and then correct them before I even start. And then when I get ready to do said thing, I already corrected all the mistakes before I start.
Nigga say most of the time women like us. Isolation, we put so much attention towards our women that nothing matters, and we do it with them and our children. That makes us look awkward to the masses. Well, whatever what you talking about is not the same shit he talking about. just so we on the same page. That's not what he talking about. We'll just read some of these before we move to like. I just want to make sure we talk about the New Year's resolution conversation. Then he said, most of the time, men like us sit back and care about no one else except the woman that we are with or our children.
Anybody else?
Really don't care about.
Fine.
Yeah, we gonna let that rock. Go ahead. You can see that, Quette, or no?
Nigga, hell no.
Okay. When you have too much time on your hand, that's when you need to get a hobby, for sure. If you don't have a hobby, then you will sit around and have self-thoughts of self and loathe for no reason. Yeah, no, but the thing is, I got crazy hobbies. I got crazy hobbies, and I'm still going to them modes. Yeah, I got crazy hobbies.
Yeah, I got shit I do. You know what I mean? The fucking PlayStation, nigga. Like, I fix stuff.
That's
I make problems to fix problems. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I ain't. It's not like I'm just still. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm still constantly like moving around. It's just like, but when you're in a house with a family and everybody's looking for you to be what they call present, you know, but your brain is constantly going over here, going over there, going over there. And a lot of people, they want your attention to sit still and just focus on whatever it is that they're focused on. Like, yeah, you can do that. You know what I'm saying? But it's not something that I find happiness in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it could be overwhelming. And before we end the live for the day, I wanted to see just for how do y'all feel about because this is the last weekend of 2025. It's the last weekend of 2025, so the last episode of 2025, and when we go into the next episode, it'll be after New Year's. And I just wonder, like, how do y'all feel about New Year's resolution? Like, has it been something that you've done in your life growing up that you've like, you know what I mean? Or has it been times where you use the same New Year's resolution, keep repeating itself multiple times, and you know what I mean? Or like, do you just not fuck with them at all?
I don't usually make New Year's resolutions.
No,
I make one this time. I want to stop smoking these Black and Milds. I want to stop smoking these Black and Milds. But other than that, you know, isn't and the other things that I want to do ain't a New Year's resolution. It's things that I've been working up to or working on for years. And
so if a person was to say to you that, okay, well, you talking about you want to stop smoking the blacks, you could have did them that you could have stopped smoking them the day you came up with the resolution. Instead, you wanted to maximize it all the way out. What would you say to a person that has that as their rebuttal to your idea of a New Year's resolution?
I just set it for the New Year's resolution for more than one reason. The other reason is I got to go take a DOT physical, and I got to take it in February. And I said, well, you know, I can tell when I smoke, my heart rate goes up and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I know that I feel better when I'm not smoking, and I know the last time I took a DOT physical, I wasn't smoking. And no, I was smoking. But the time before that, I wasn't smoking. And when I took it the last time, I didn't flunk it, but I didn't pass it well enough to get a 2-year endorsement, a med card. So I only got a year. So a year ago, I did this. But it was 2 years before that I did it, and I was good, and I wasn't smoking.
So what does that have to do with the idea that you could have just stopped smoking though when you figured that out?
No, because see, I don't drink.
No. But what is that? You still about to talk about? What is that?
I'm telling you why. If you let me answer.
Okay, well, it sounds like you.
Okay. All right, bro.
Go ahead.
Listen, the reason I made it my New Year's resolution again, which is the question you asked me. The reason I did that is because I don't do anything else. I don't blow money. I don't go out doing this, that. I don't do nothing else.
So you wanted to keep it as long as you could.
So I wanted to have this as long as I could. Wow. But I set that I kept in my mind when I said it that I got to take a physical in February. So I wanted at least 30 days to 2 months
to align up
to allow myself to get it out my system so that my blood pressure and everything will be regulated and be normal again, so I can get my 2-year med card, DOT med card. So that's why I chose New Year's, and that's why I say normally I don't give a shit about a New Year's resolution. I don't need a New Year's resolution to do whatever I want to do. I just used it as an excuse to keep smoking.
That was all I was looking for. So you got to answer your question. You just said all of that again to get to the back end.
Jesus Christ!
You see how parents do?
I don't have to say it the way you.
Now you got to pull the parent cards and all that. It ain't necessary.
Damn it, boy!
It ain't necessary.
I don't have to say it that way.
So,
but I answered your question, right or wrong?
Yeah.
Okay then. So, but I didn't have to answer it the way you wanted me to answer, in the order that you wanted me to answer.
Hey, you got it.
Okay.
Sir. You got it, sir. How do you feel about New Year's resolution?
Oh. I don't give a fuck either way.
Hey,
like, I don't.
Yeah.
I never did the whole New Year's resolution thing. You know what I mean? I just always felt generic. You know what I mean? Like if you know that you're lacking at something or doing better or something that you need to do, nigga, why are you waiting till then to do it? Either you start doing this shit tomorrow or right now or whatever. You know what I mean? Like the motherfucker's like, I'm gonna start my diet on Monday.
Yeah.
As we eat the slice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I just never got into it. You know what I mean? But I mean, I can see the validity to it in a way of it kind of gives you a time to hold to and you feel like you're a part of the group because the rest of everybody else at Planet Fitness is doing it. So now you're doing it too.
That's
but dog, really.
And I started carrying it. I don't even smoke it. I just carry it.
Yeah.
Because
just in case.
When that day get here, because when that day get here, I want to already be in the habit of carrying it.
Yeah.
Because I don't smoke it. I smoke my blacks. But when that day get here, I want to be in the habit of carrying it so I don't leave it and then have to go through the torment of not being able to smoke.
Hey, and then look, bro, Unc be caping for you, old head. For whatever reason, Unc be caping. His whole shit is leave that man alone, let him have his blacks. He telling you he don't want the black. It ain't me giving him a hard time about the black. He don't want him. He don't want him. You know what I mean? I think, hey, at the end of the day, I think that whatever decision you make on it is a good one. I ain't been a nigga. So I'll talk about my relationship with New Year's resolutions. I ain't never really fucked with them because I ain't been a person that was like, oh, I had so much conviction to give up my vice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I ain't really had the conviction to give up my vice. I was gonna keep motherfucker.
Yeah,
I don't be like, yeah, I'm gonna slow down, but I ain't trying. You know what I mean?
I'll tailor it back a little bit.
I didn't even told the doctor. Yeah, no, I ain't thinking about that yet. You know what I mean? But and even I do have a New Year's resolution this year.
You got one this year?
I do have one this year.
Okay, go ahead. What is it?
Just to have more financial discipline. There's some things like I'm this nigga.
Say it ain't so.
Yeah.
This nigga. Okay.
This nigga shot more than a woman.
He just said, look, Quette, if we go into Target and I definitely go past the male section because I'm gonna look at the shirts. If I grab a shirt, is that shopping?
Did he go?
I just see.
No.
I think shopping is when you go out with the intent. You're a man of intent.
Exactly. No,
this is a casual purchase.
Yeah,
because I just
like
to be
that.
here.
What's the difference between a casual person and shopping?
No, a casual purchase.
In order to buy something, you have to shop, right? Even if it's online. In order to buy something,
wait
you
a
have
minute.
to
All
shop.
right, hold on. Let's unpack this.
Okay.
You're in Target.
Right.
Why are you in Target?
I'm in Target. It's nothing to do with
Why
me.
are you in Target?
Nothing to do with me. I'm going to go get something for my wife.
Why are you there? Give us a
going to go
real
get something
story.
for my wife. Going to go get
what were you going to get?
Maybe something for some wipes and some, you know what I mean? Some wipes and some diapers.
Okay, you could have got that in a regular grocery store.
Look, this is the thing. When we go to the Target, OleHead like to walk the whole store.
No. Hold on.
So
before you throw him in and before you bring him in, let's just focus on you for a second.
Yeah, let's focus on me. What's up?
So you're there to get wipes that you could get at a grocery store where they don't have shirts.
Right.
But you went to a Target.
Right.
Okay.
Oh,
might even be a little higher price at Target. I'm not sure. Is it because of like the Target bucks, like the rebates?
No,
are
it's
you
not. The reason they ain't got no more of that shit. The reason for
are you a part of something greater than the average?
No.
Okay.
So I ain't been
rebate 5%
since we've been protesting Target, right? I've been in there not twice since we started.
But you got a shirt.
But hold on. Here we go. So like I go to Food Line when I get my groceries, right? But then I like going into Target because I like the aesthetic, and I like I like
the allure of Target. You like the white, the red. You like the color scheme.
Hey, just the vibe of Target is fire.
Mannequins with no faces.
Yeah, you know races. You can see the they got the advertise, the big girls is on the ads. You know what I mean? I like that. I'm just playing. I like the aesthetic of Target. You mean I like
the aesthetic
of
Target?
You know what I mean? I like the vibe of Target.
Saying your normal.
Go in there. I don't go to Walmart,
store.
so it's either gonna be. I don't go to Walmart. It's either gonna be Food Line or Target.
You ain't buying no shirts in Food Line.
No, you ain't buying no shirts in Food Line. No.
So you're going there for a regular purchase, and you happen to go schmoozing through the men's section.
Yeah, because just
why are you over there?
They did a great job of. You know what I mean? It's the flow.
It's the flow. Oh,
it's the flow. Because when we go into Target, OleHead, no. We ain't gonna go in Target and just get this and leave. We ain't gonna take the loop. He want to take that bit every time. Yeah. So the loop goes right through. We ain't got.
All right, now wait a minute. Now you went to go throw them out there. I'm trying to, and then you gonna go. Yeah.
But is the loop got anything to do with shopping? I walk out of there, I don't have nothing. Because
but you just wanted to see
because we went because he going to get his
baby
wipes.
Hold on. This is why he said this year.
Look.
He wants to be financially more.
The feminine products for his wife. Those kind of things he go there for. When we make the loop, we come right around to those things that he went there for.
Yeah.
But he can't pass his stuff that he without picking up something.
Either way, all this to say that I'm going to do better with financial discipline this year. And then he said, Rell, the truth, you like going to Target so you don't want to be around niggas. When we go to Walmart, we expect niggas, but in Target I guess that's really not any of them in there. What I will tell you, Well, you
There's
use
a lot of
niggas,
niggas in Target.
but he used niggas
Yeah.
intentionally.
Yeah.
Because Uncas differentiated niggas from non-niggas. And it don't mean it's
I
not
don't
black.
know.
It's not black, it's not the same thing.
Just the
So, and I'm assuming
niggerish behavior.
based on what you saying right here and what I've seen you say previously, I'm gonna say you're fucking right. What I'm gonna tell you, I live in the hood. I drive around the hood all the time.
Yeah.
When I go shopping, I'm cool on nigga shit. I won't go in here and, you know what I mean? I don't want to see 72 bonnets. I don't want to see goddamn, you know what I mean? I don't want to see all these big.
You don't want to be
walk
standing there in
around.
line trying to check out and they putting all 18 digits of the EBT joint on.
Hey, man, I just want to. You got the EBT card. Let me get half.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But now you want a discount.
I fuck with the discount.
Now you want to make a deal with the bonnet.
Yeah, no, I ain't gonna be in public with you about it. You know what I mean?
We can go make it. You might make a side deal with the bonnet.
Yeah. We can talk about that. But yeah. I just like that's what I'm talking about. The vibe of Target. Yeah, I like. You know what I mean? And there's plenty of black people that go into the Target that we go into.
They just don't be in there acting like you got to see a fight in Walmart.
Sounds a little racist, dog.
I know,
you know what I mean?
Last
like
time I went into
you want
Walmart,
no bonnet and Crocs.
But then you gotta understand what side of town I live on too. Last time I went into our Walmart, you could finna scrap the nigga that work at the Walmart. And I hadn't been in there it had been like a year and a half to 2 years since I've been in here. Then I come in this one time and you come, all right, bro. All of the biggins on the damn carts and shit. All right, bro.
You can walk.
Yeah, you can walk.
Yeah,
it's better for you.
It really is.
Yeah. But see, now you put me on. This ain't what we do.
You know what the crazy shit about Walmart is? When I first moved to Charlotte and went to this Walmart up in Huntersville, just getting here, oh, this is a nice Walmart. You know what I mean? Shit's huge. And they were like, oh, this is the one where, the baby killed this nigga in aisle 17 last week. Like, I just missed the shooting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, then I started looking around like,
I should have went to Target.
This Walmart actually is set up different, but it looks a lot like my Walmart that I'm used to seeing where I'm from. Yeah. I was caught up in the allure. You know what I mean? It was a little bigger, a little cleaner. They clean the blood up. You know what I'm saying? Then I find out and then the neighborhood it's in up there in Huntersville is supposed to be pretty decent. You know what I mean? There ain't really like no homes around there, but Huntersville, as I learned, Huntersville, you're supposed to have a couple of dollars. You live up that way. You know what I mean? And find out this nigga just murking niggas up there. I'm like, hey, the fuck did I move into? Like, Charlotte is a very deceiving place. You know what I mean? Yeah, for an out-of-towner coming this way, very deceiving place.
Oh, yeah, because it's a lot of black folk doing you know what I mean? Doing okay.
Very well here.
Yeah,
and that's what brought my ass here.
Yeah.
I did not see black folk in position where I'm from the way that I seen it down here in Carolina, to be honest with you. So it's like, oh, okay, I see opportunity. Brothers in suits, dress nice whips, money got to be moving.
And this happened.
Black people in positions, you know what I mean? And come down here and some shit going on down here. But you know what? You good?
I'm good.
You good? You good?
Yes, sir.
I'm
you
good.
You can't answer for me, man. Damn.
God damn, like that shit went left quick.
Damn.
But to the 20,000 of y'all that's out there with us here tonight, you know what I'm saying?
We appreciate every single one.
Appreciate all that, man. Just let you know that whenever you come through the Who You Talking To show, we will lay that tip down on you. You know what I mean? OleHead. That's what's up, man.
Hey, I don't know why the old niggas be loving to be gay on purpose.
Niggas on some other shit, dog. Like, yeah, that's that whole.
That's your boy.
Lay the tip.
You know
what are you talking about?
All his friends.
You being gay for no reason.
Bro, can't nobody say nothing about
all right, bro.
Like, you know what?
Wrap the show up.
Yo, wrap it up like a dick. Dog. Yeah. Remember this. Hey, man, I do it for you, dog. I know how much you like it.
I understand, bro. Just, you know what I mean? Let's just
we get the people see that
get
you
out
like
of there,
this,
bro.
Man.
Get out of there, bro.
All right, man. Yeah, man. Loyalty, love different, dog. Peace.